We can go back to the intro page, or we can go directly. So let's go to the gym system, and everything's pretty much lit up. So you got signal presence indicators everywhere because all the zones are active. And you basically got the zones that you have are your mains and your aux, and then you've got basically your channels for north and south, east and west. All right. Okay. So yeah, good. Came back on. Let's just say, for instance, I needed to, for some reason, get to the audio program, and I need to get to the audio program to demonstrate something for you. So you hit Control F9. That'll give you your menu, and now I can minimize this or get into the audio program. So, in fact, you know what? Let me just do something. Yeah. See, when this is active, you can't even get to the taskbar. Okay. So you do have to do Control F9 to even be able to get access to the audio program. Mute. This is a mute control. This mute control is the same mutes that you're seeing in all of these.
Okay.
I'm going to mute. Technically, north is really kind of this way, but and that would be looking over our shoulders. But for the purpose of making it easy, north, east, south. So you know the west end is going to be down the far end. All right. And if I mute this, all of these controls are the same thing because all of these speakers are on the west end zone.
Yeah.
In fact, let me get back to Control F9 so you can see the whole screen. All right, same thing with over here. It doesn't matter which one of these mutes I use because all of these are on the same zone. Now, if I pop out of here for a second and I go over to the audio program, okay, there's the mutes. All right, I'm going to unmute the east end. I'm going to go back to the DiVinci program, and I just unmuted the east end. So you're all pretty much linked.
Yeah.
So how many zones total? North, south, east, west?
The way that the consultant configured it is you have east and west ends. You have east court north, east court south, east court north and south, west court north and south. All right. And if I mute these, all these go out. These are the bleacher speakers. Bleachers. Back up. Okay, the bleacher speakers mute east court and west court. Okay, this is all part of one zone. They're the speakers facing out to the bleachers. So that's one zone.
Okay, so both sides mute.
Right. East court bleachers muted. East court down firing speakers muted. West court down firing speakers muted. All right, and again, I could do any of these. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect from the system before I leave, and I'm going to label these. Okay. I mean, they are labeled. You know what? Actually, they are labeled. West court.
Yeah.
West court north south. West court north south down. East court north south bleachers. East court north south down. So take that back. I'm not going to change it. All right, and that's pretty much it. You really shouldn't have to mess around. I think he was picturing this thing being like divided up into possible zones for some kind of like trade show or something, and you would only want down firing speakers in certain areas.
Well, you can do that by just muting individual speakers.
Well, you can do that by turning off the down firing speakers by turning off the aux out there,
right.
But you're going to turn them all off.
Right.
Okay, if you wanted to mute specific zones, you have to do it through here.
Right.
Right.
Like I'm just saying, if you only want this zone, the downfiring speakers in this zone alive, just manually mute.
Just mute everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any of these mutes, you know, any mute that's in a group is going to mute. Doesn't matter which mute control you use.
You can't break them away.
Yeah. And you can't do anything to these when you're connected to the system. You can't move them physically. You can't mess with them. You can't. There's nothing you can do to mess with the system. All right, so let me go back to Control F9. I want to look at the audio program one more time. For a tech user that for some reason needed to get into the system, when you're connected to the system, you can look at certain controls. You can't change anything. So I can look at my RMS meter, and that would include some feeds to the gym, to the fitness, to gym radio, to some other rooms that'll be activated when the arena system's online. The other important thing to know is a fire router. There's a control that I'm going to show you in the fitness area. When an emergency signal, when the emergency system is activated, a circuit trips upstairs, and a logic circuit trips upstairs. It basically mutes everything. This system, it literally mutes everything.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to be active is a fire control mic, which I'll show you upstairs. In some systems, in some older systems, they used to use a series of low noise relays,
Yep.
so that when the system tripped, a bunch of relays tripped and the amp shut off. But the consultant specifications for the system required that there be an emergency paging mic. So basically, every system as part of the arena system, every system in here has a fire router at the end of the system, just before the DSP outputs. And whenever that signal is activated, let me show you what it looks like when it's activated.
So all other input is
If it receives a signal that the fire page has been activated, that's what happens.
Right.
And that input, for those of you who are interested in signal flow, it only activates input 8. Input 8 is your fire page.
right.
And it feeds via CobraNet to the other systems.
Right.
If I look at the other systems, I got a CobraNet coming in to input 8, gets the fire page into there. Here's the gym DSP. I got a fire page coming into there. And there's the main arena system. I got a fire page coming in here. So that's on the input 22. So that's how it works. I'll show you where that control is, so you can make sure that that it actually is activated properly by the electricians. We told the electricians that it's set for normally open. And when the system is not in an emergency condition, their relay is set to open.
Okay.
In an emergency condition, their relay is set to close.
Yeah.
And when this sees a closure, the logic control will activate that preset. So really pretty much it in a nutshell. If there's anything I really need to show you down here. While we're here, the consultant originally had 3 locations for control plates for the fitness area. He has a fitness control location at the desk inside the fitness area. We have a control plate and volume location inside group exercise. And he had a duplication of the fitness desk location outside. Right now when we go upstairs, you'll see a plate in the foyer. That plate is the plate that is going to be moved to the control desk. The control desk wasn't here when we set up the system.
Oh, okay.
And so that plate still needs to be moved into the fitness area, and that location needs to be blanked off. So that's pretty much it. And same idea. We've got a fitness router. We've got an exercise router. And for those of you who are a little bit more technical, the sense on the local page and the fire page allows us to become what we call like a god dunker. So it's the line input plate outside of fitness takes priority over all the inside inputs in fitness and group exercise. However, a local page takes priority over that, and a fire page actually there's no priority because it goes directly to the route.
Well,
so everything's turned
basically,
off.
yeah.
Right. It's ultimately the master.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense to
Yeah,
a lot of
totally.
you. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave this running in case we want to come back to it if you have any questions. And let's head up to fitness.